Was smoking all my dragons, divine righteous, almighty greats, overachiever, never slacking. We are back, and this is Europeans try to answer six basic questions about the U.S. Right? So we about to dive into this, and we about to see what it is that, or just how much Europeans know when it comes to the states. So let's get right into it. Original link will be in the description. Here we go.
It's a big multicultural country.
Joe Biden, unfortunately.
What's her name?
So we're in Ljubljana, and the question we're asking is, what do Europeans know about America? How many states are there in the US?
50.
Oh my God, as much as there are stars.
24.
52, 50.
What I will say is, like, from what I've seen, it seems like Europeans are very, very intelligent people. And when I say intelligent, I don't mean as far as like, because there's a difference between being educated and being intelligent. Anybody can go into somebody's system and get a degree in somebody's system and be educated within that system. But intelligent to me is like being able to use your what people would say common sense and being able to really pay attention and absorb information the right way. Uh, and I feel like that's intelligent. You know, I feel like being able to have a conversation with somebody and actually listen and absorb the things they're saying, and apply that to life lessons, and being able to just pick up on information due to being able to just be a good listener. I feel like that's true intelligence, right? Your life experiences, and I feel like that's why so much people in the U.S. because I've seen vids like this about the U.S. I feel like that's why so many kids in the U.S. Tend to be a little slower when they answer these questions or just don't know because they're so used to being in their phones. But see, I'm ready to let them talk because I'm ready to dive right into it.
I think it's 50.
50. 52. 30.
51.
Easy, 50.
Oh God, I don't know if it's 50 or 51.
52.
51.
Who was the first president of America?
Abraham.
Abraham Lincoln.
George Washington.
Lincoln. I don't know.
Lincoln?
George W. Washington.
George Washington.
Washington.
Oh, I have no clue.
George Washington.
Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln.
George Washington.
George Washington. No, I don't know.
What are the two countries that border America?
Brazil, but I'm not sure.
What about to the north?
Alaska? No, Canada. Canada.
Canada and Mexico. Mexico and Canada.
In the north, it's Canada.
See, these people are smart. Like they're smart, and I really feel like it's because, like I said, I've never been to Europe, but it's these even the people that he's interviewing. It seems like they seem like the type of people that really know culture. He has a Pulp Fiction shirt on for you know what I'm saying. Like he has a Pulp Fiction shirt on. It seems like he's just sitting there. It seems like the type of person that like pays attention. He's observant. He watches people and he just absorbs a lot of information. Like that's what I get from this. It doesn't seem like somebody that would be too indulged into their cell phone, right?
And in the south, it's Mexico.
Canada and Mexico.
Canada and Mexico.
Canada and Mexico.
Mexico and Canada.
Canada and Mexico.
Canada? No idea what the other one is.
Canada and Mexico.
Mexico and Canada, sure.
And I'm not gonna lie, if this same person was like in the middle of Times Square, we might have heard somebody say Japan. And let's just be real. If you've ever seen those videos where they go to like Times Square and they're asking questions, I mean, some of these kids would just blow your mind away. They'll say the most outrageous things where you're like, what are they teaching in school? Either you saying it to go viral or you really just completely gone. Completely. Most of these people just got that right. What they say, Canada and Mexico. Facts.
Who is the current president of the US? And who is
Trump. No.
No.
Sorry.
The new one.
The new one. The old one. I can remember.
I don't know.
who is the vice president then?
It's not the Indian woman.
Joe Biden, unfortunately, and the vice president is Kamala Harris.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
The president is Joe Biden, and the vice president, I cannot answer this question.
Biden. Wait.
Okay. And who is the
Yeah.
vice president?
It's a woman, yes, but I don't remember the name.
Joe Biden and I think Kamala Harris, but I'm not sure about this.
Joe Biden and Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Biden.
And who is the vice president?
Who the vice president? That's a difficult question.
The funny thing is, like, there was one person that said the vice president was like a Native American woman. I think that's hilarious because looking at Kamala Harris, like, you could, she do look like she could, you know, like she do fit that description. She definitely do, of what we would call, you know, nowadays a Native American.
Biden?
Who is the vice president?
To that woman, I'm not, pregnancy brain.
Biden.
And the vice president?
Camilla. No. What's her name?
Biden.
She said pregnancy brain. I mean, I know that's a real thing though, so I ain't going down her, but no excuses.
Okay, and do you know who the vice president is?
No.
Joe Biden?
Do you know who the vice president is?
I have no idea.
Joe Biden.
Do you know who the vice president is?
I want to say Condoleezza Rice, but I have no idea.
Joe Biden.
Do you know who the vice president is?
Kamala.
What is the capital of California?
I think Los Angeles.
I will say something like Sacramento.
Sacramento is your final answer. Okay.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles?
Miami.
Los Angeles?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
You got me there.
Name 3 American companies or brands that are world famous.
Coca-Cola.
Before they start answering, hold on, let me say 3 companies that are world famous. Dang, now I'm thinking Coca-Cola. I'm gonna just go ahead and say Sprite now. Snickers is coming to us. Now I'm just thinking like soda and candy. Jordans. I think I'm pretty much just named 3, right? Snickers. What else I say? Sprite. Jordans. I wonder if Nike's from America. Yeah, so those are my 3. Let's go. Hopefully somebody. Let me see if somebody says Sprite. Let me see if somebody says Jordans or Snickers.
McDonald's. General Motors, perhaps?
I use a Microsoft computer. She has an Apple, so that's 2. And another big brand is we like, for example, McDonald's.
Apple, GMC, and Shell.
Apple, Twitter, Facebook.
Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia.
Google, Apple, Tesla.
Facebook? North Face? McDonald's.
Nike, Coca-Cola, General Motors.
Monster, I think Twinkies. Rockstar. Coca-Cola, obviously. Doritos. Pepsi.
Tesla, right? Apple, Amazon.
Apple, Microsoft, Amazon.
Now, what I will say though, I ain't gonna lie, they just seem like intelligent people. So to go into what I was saying in the beginning, about the difference between educated and intelligent, right? To break that down a little better, educated is like someone. Let's say you go to the military, they know nothing about the military, and then you get trained in the military. You know, you get screamed at, do your 50 push-ups, 14, what time is it? 1,400 hours. You come out, you're educated in the military. Now, that's a system, right? Now, a child, right, who's born, let's say, just a child who's born, hits, let's say, 6 years old, and they already just know how to, they know how to build, let's say, they naturally just know how to build a tree house or a cabin, right? Or a boat. That's intelligence. Like, without ever having to really be taught. Like, sure, okay, they might have been taught a couple things, or they may have watched a couple videos on YouTube, and they go out there and they just put it together without anyone really telling them. There's a lot of people out there who, off of YouTube, because YouTube is a university, right? As much as we can down YouTube or whatever, it's still a university. There's a lot of people who have learned, including me, who have learned skills off of just watching YouTube. I feel like that's pretty intelligent. I feel like intelligence is, when you look at, since it's so-called Black History Month, when you look at, let's say, the runaways, people that ran off of plantations, and they would braid maps into each other's hair, directions into each other's hair, right? Literally braid directions into each other's hair, and so that they knew the path to take, or they knew how to look at the star systems and used the star systems to as a GPS, right? Or they knew how to mask their spirituality within the new religions that were forced upon them. That's intelligence. Intelligence. They knew how to take songs, certain songs, and it seems like they're just singing about pain, but the whole time they're speaking to each other in codes. That's what I mean. That's intelligence. It's almost like a divine inner standing. That's intelligence, right? And I will say the military, like if you do go to like the military and say like when you're put out there in the dark and you have to do certain drills, yeah, you are forced to an extent to definitely utilize your divine intelligence, aka your intuition also. Right? You have to know what plants to eat, what plants not to eat, what to step, where to walk, because you might step on something and blow up. Like you got to know certain things. Where there's just there's people who might be just good at the textbook, right? Just textbook smart. You put them out there in the street or something, and they have no type of common sense, and they end up getting hustled by every person, every person, every block. Hustles them because they're just textbook. But they don't know how to use their divine intelligence. They don't know how to use their intuition. They don't know how to, there's a lot of people like that. They can tell you about, from what they've read or what they've learned in school, they can tell you about the planets and this and solar eclipse maybe and, this over here and everything in the world, the galaxy. But they ain't never even been in their backyard. They ain't never even been in their backyard. I met a lot of people like that. They could tell you, yeah, they'll debate with you all that. Yeah, well, they say, that's actually just not true about, the right side of the brain is feminine, was imagination more so, and the left side is the logical. But I've heard that, that's actually false and not true and da 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 da. But they're never in situations where they can, where you can test to see if they actually can utilize this knowledge. And I feel like to have knowledge and never and never utilize it is kind of like a waste, right? So I just wanted to kind of go in about that a little bit because it's like there's so many people out there that I think just get that confused. Like they think just because they're educated that they could talk down on people. I just seen a video. It's hot in here. I just seen a video. This girl in Chicago, from Chicago, right? Excuse me. She was on some type of I don't know, it was like some love show or whatever. And I guess you pop your balloon if you just not into it or something like that, if you don't want to be with a guy. So she was the only girl to pop her balloon. And the guy's like, I'm just curious why, you're not into me? And she just completely starts to try to belittle him, just completely try to belittle him and say, oh, you sound like my little brother. And he's from Chicago too. So he's like, okay, so you're from Chicago? Maybe me and your little brother just been through the same struggles. I am from, what they would call the hood. I did educate myself. I do have a bachelor's degree, but this is just who I am. This is how I talk. And she still was just trying to belittle him and trying to down him and tell him she just wants a man with a higher vocabulary, which is whatever. That's cool if that's what you want. But it was her approach and the way that she talked to him was she really tried to belittle him. But he held his own for sure. He stood his ground and he let her know what it was in a respectful way. But it's like you can have somebody who has a high vocabulary. You can have somebody who's, they've got their master's degree and they can still be an idiot. Then you could have somebody from, let's say, the South of the United States, from Alabama, Mississippi, who they may not even be able to string together a sentence, but that may be someone you want to be with if you want to build a boat, or if something catastrophic happens, right? And they be maybe extremely smart, and some people know how to play off the fact that you might think they're dumb, and they know how to play off that. So don't underestimate people. With that being said, that was an awesome video. It got me talking, so I definitely enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll get up with y'all soon. Much love.